Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyanantana Shalakaya Chakshulamritam Dena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Sesam Vitam Dena Bhutali Swayam Pakada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Om Sri Gurun Sri Yutapada Kamala Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagradatam Sahagana Saguna Tanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadetam Sajuja Ada Krishna Paran Sahagana Lita Sri Visaga Samcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Nabhaja Siga Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavana Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataru Yascha Vasundubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavebhyo Vacha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Enter Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srimad Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1. The Advent of Lord Kṛṣṇa. śrī-rājovāca. Kathito vaṁśa-vistāro. Bhavatā soma-sūryayoḥ. Rājñāṁ cobhaya-vaṁśyānāṁ. Caritaṁ paramādbhutam. śrī-rājovāca. Kathito vaṁśa-vistāro. Bhavatā soma-sūryayoḥ. Rājñāṁ cobhaya-vaṁśyānāṁ. Caritaṁ paramādbhutam. śrī-rājovāca. Kathito vaṁśa-vistāro. Bhavatā soma-sūryayoḥ. Rājñāṁ cobhaya-vaṁśyānāṁ. Caritaṁ paramādbhutam.
kathito vaṁśa-vistāro soma-sūryayoḥ bhavatā soma-sūryayoḥ rājñāṁ cobhaya-vaṁśyānāṁ caritaṁ
Fifth, śrī-rājovāca. King Parīkṣit said, kathito has already been described. Vaṁśa-vistāro, a broad description of the dynasties. Bhavatā, by your lordship. Soma-sūryayoḥ, of the moon god, and the sun god. Rājñāṁ, of the kings. Cha and cobhaya, both. Vaṁśyānāṁ, of the members of the dynasties. Caritaṁ, the character. Paramādbhutam, exalted. Bhavatā, and wonderful. Translation and purport. May Divine Grace Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami. King Parīkṣit said, my dear Lord, you have elaborately described the dynasties of both the moon god and the sun god, with the exalted and wonderful character of their kings. Please repeat. King Parīkṣit said, my dear Lord, you have elaborately described the dynasties of both the moon god and the sun god, with the exalted and wonderful character of their kings. Purport. At the end of the Ninth Canto, Śukadeva Gosvāmī summarized the activities of Krishna. He spoke of how Krishna had personally appeared to reduce the burden on the earth, how he had manifested his pastimes as a householder, and how soon after his birth he had transferred himself to his Vrajabhūmi-līlā. Parīkṣit Mahārāja, being naturally a devotee of Krishna, wanted to hear more about Lord Kṛṣṇa. Therefore, to encourage Śukadeva Gosvāmī to continue speaking about Krishna, and his pastimes.
Here they said to give further details. They thank Śukadeva Gosvāmī for having described the activities of Krishna.
He spoke of how Krishna had personally appeared to reduce the burden on the earth, how he had manifested his pastimes as a householder, and how soon after his birth he had transferred himself to his Vrajabhūmi-līlā. Parīkṣit Mahārāja, being naturally a devotee of Krishna, wanted to hear more about Lord Kṛṣṇa. Therefore, to encourage Śukadeva Gosvāmī to continue speaking about Krishna and give further details, he thanked Śukadeva Gosvāmī for having described the activities of Krishna in brief. Śukadeva Gosvāmī had said, Jato gata piti kri had rājñāṁ edi tarto hatva ripum sutta satani krituru dara. utpadyatesu purusha kratubi sanje atmanam atmanigamam patayan janeshu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, known as Lila Purushottam, appeared as the son of Vasudeva, but immediately left his father's home and went to Vrindavan to expand his loving relationships with his confidential devotees. In Vrindavan, the Lord killed many demons, and afterwards he returned to Dwarka, where, according to Vedic principles, he married many wives who were the best of women, begot through them hundreds of sons, and performed sacrifices for his own worship to establish the principles of household life. Bhagavatam 9:24-66. The Jadu dynasty belongs to the family descending from Soma, the moon god, although the planetary systems are so arranged that the sun comes first before the moon. Parīkṣit Mahārāja gave more respect to the dynasty of the moon god, the Soma-Vamsa, because in the Yadava dynasty, descending from the moon, Krishna had appeared. There are two different Kshatriya families of the royal order. One descending from the king of moon planet, and the other descending from the king of the sun. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears, he generally appears in the Kshatriya family because he comes to establish religious principles and the life of righteousness. According to the Vedic system, the Kshatriya family is the protector of the human race. When the Supreme Personality of God appeared as Lord Ramchandra, he appeared in the Sūryayoḥ, the family descending from the sun god. And when he appeared as Lord Kṛṣṇa, he did so in the Yadu dynasty, or Yadu-Vamsa, whose descent was from the moon god. In the Ninth Canto, in the Ninth Canto, 24th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a long list of the kings of the Yadu-Vamsa. All the kings in both the Soma-Vamsa and Sūrya-Vamsa were great and powerful, and Maharaj Parīkṣit praised them very highly. Rājñāṁ cobhaya-vaṁśyānāṁ caritaṁ paramādbhutam. Nonetheless, he wanted to hear more about the Soma-Vamsa. Because that was the dynasty in which Krishna had appeared. The supreme abode of the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is described in Brahma Samhita as the abode of Chintamani. Chintamani prakara sadmasukalpa vriksha laksa brutisu surabi rabi parayantam. The Vrindavan Dham of this earth is a replica of that supreme abode, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 8:20. In the spiritual sky there is another eternal nature, transcendental to manifested and unmanifested matter. The manifested world can be seen in the form of many stars, and many such as the sun and moon. But beyond this is the unmanifested, which is imperceptible to those who are embodied. And beyond this unmanifested matter is the spiritual kingdom, which is described in Bhagavad Gita as supreme and eternal. That kingdom is never annihilated, although material nature is subject to repeated creation and annihilation. That spiritual nature remains as it is eternally. In the 10th Canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, that spiritual nature, the spiritual world, is described as Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan, or Vrajabhūmi-līlā. The elaborate description of the above mentioned sloka from the 9th Canto, Jatu Gata Pitri Gihad. The elaborate description of the above mentioned sloka from the 9th Canto, Jatu Gata Pitri Grihad, will be found here in the 10th Canto. That's the end of the purport. The end of the purport to text 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1. The advent of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Introduction. Okay, that is a detailed explanation from Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who is his bona fide disciple. Very long. King Parīkṣit said, "My dear Lord, you have elaborately described the dynasties of both the moon god and the sun god, with the exalted and wonderful character of their kings." So Parīkṣit Mahārāja praises Śukadeva Gosvāmī for his previous Bhagavatam description, Canto 9. Parīkṣit Mahārāja appreciated Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So he glorified him. Yes. He did this to thank Śukadeva Gosvāmī and to encourage him to continue speaking Harikatha. That is his reason. He is eager to hear, and his eagerness is making him to push the spiritual master to speak. To speak. This is the intention of Parīkṣit Mahārāja. To speak, there must be some eagerness from the listeners, for those who want to hear. Speaking is motivated by the desire for the audience to hear. That is the principle. So Parīkṣit Mahārāja is eager to hear, so he He's glorifying, he's appreciating what the Śukadeva Gosvāmī have done, describing in detail a long list of all the kings and their wonderful activities, including their children. So Śukadeva Gosvāmī appreciated that. Therefore, he has thanked the spiritual master, he has glorified him, and he is motivating him to speak. Because naturally, as a devotee will be interested to hear Harikatha, want to hear. Parīkṣit Mahārāja especially wanted to hear more about the wonderful glories of Sri Krishna, Lord Kṛṣṇa. He wanted to hear. Yes. Though the word Surya, the sun god, and Soma, the moon god, are mentioned first. This is because the moon god Chandra Soma is the grandson of Brahma, an Amsa of Brahma, the deity of the mind. And most importantly, Sri Krishna appeared in his dynasty, Soma-Vaṁśa. Majority of people considered Lord Chandra to be superior to Krishna because he came first in Treta Yuga, and Krishna came in Dwapara Yuga. So even before the Chaitanya Prabhu came, it was Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It was Hare Rama first. Chaitanya Prabhu reverse it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just like Parīkṣit Mahārāja has said here. Parīkṣit Mahārāja mentioned Krishna first before Ram. Devotees, they have a different understanding about Krishna. Devotees have perfect understanding about Krishna. A non-devotee, they don't have such understanding. Or neophyte devotees, they have a different understanding. For example, Krishna and Balaram, who is the senior? Balaram is the senior. Everybody said Balaram is the senior. You know, that's everybody said. All of you said Balaram is the senior.
If it's senior, how is an expansion of Krishna?
Huh?
If Balaram is senior, how it is that he's an expansion of Krishna?
You are saying that he's not a senior.
If it's an expansion, it means that there must be a source before an expansion.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. You understand? So is Balaram the senior or the junior? Who is the senior? Balaram or Krishna?
Balaram is senior. According to scripture, Balaram is described as the elder brother of Krishna.
Externally, the pastimes.
The senior will send the junior. The junior does not send. The junior does not send the senior. The senior sends the junior.
Yes, ma'am. It's when twins
Yes.
The last one is
The last one is senior. The first one is junior. Because the last one is senior. He's saying, go and check what happened there before I come. Go and check. Like what Krishna did. Krishna sent Balaram to go. He entered the womb of Devaki first as to do Govardhan Samskara. So Krishna sent him. So he did the Samskara. Then from the after Samskara, placing Ananta Sesa here, Ananta there, then he went to the Rohini, the womb of Rohini. In this way, he cheated, Krishna cheated Kamsa and all his associates. Why? Because they thought it was a miscarriage. It wasn't a miscarriage. That was the Govardhan Samskara. Balaram performed. Then he entered the womb of Rohini, and Krishna entered there. After Samskara, then Krishna came there as a senior. As a senior. Is it clear? Huh? No? What's the difficulty? The senior is sending junior, go and check. Go and make the bed before I come and sleep. Isn't that how it's done? Yes. So Balaram came and set the bed first. Then Krishna came. So how is that senior? Is it not? So see, Parīkṣit Mahārāja mentioned soma-vāṁśa before sūrya-vāṁśa. Why? Because Krishna came in Soma dynasty. Ramchandra came in Surya dynasty. So Lord Kṛṣṇa is senior and Ramchandra is junior. Ramadi Mruti Shu Kalani Manati Stanava Tarma Kurbabon Shu to Krishna Swayam Parmaba Pamaniyo Pumaniyo Gubidamadi Purusham Tamaham Bajami Ramadi Krishna Swayam. The Brahma said what? Lord Kṛṣṇa has Nanavataram. All limited expansions like Ram, Varaha, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc. Etc. means continue as much as you can. When you are tired, then you stop. Krishna Swayam, but this is Krishna himself, the source of all the avatara. So Krishna is avatari, not avatar. He is avatari. And all others are avatars, including both the Rams, all the three Rams, Parashuram, Balaram, Ramchandra. They are all avatars. And Krishna is avatari. So we have to hear from the authorities, the undisturbed, the Dhira, the undisturbed. Like Parīkṣit Mahārāja, he's the undisturbed. So he didn't follow the normal understanding of common people, because he is a devotee. That's what he said here. Right? Being naturally a devotee of Lord Kṛṣṇa, Parīkṣit Mahārāja especially wanted to hear more about the wonderful glories of Sri Krishna. Natural devotee of Krishna. Parīkṣit Mahārāja is a natural devotee of Krishna. Therefore, he has interest to hear about Krishna. His happiness is prompting his gurus, Śukadeva Gosvāmī, to speak tirelessly. You understand? So he didn't follow the common people idea. He followed the higher level. Not Hare Rama, Hare Rama. It's Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Chaitanya who did Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And people say Hare Ram because they told Ramchandra came in Treta Yuga. So he is Treta Yuga avatar. He is superior to, he is senior to Dwapara Yuga avatar. So they gave importance to him. Similarly, they gave importance to Lord Vishnu as Krishna, as the supreme personality of Godhead. But Krishna, nobody knows. And he confirmed that himself in Bhagavad Gita. I know everyone and everything but me, no one knows. Is it not? He declared that himself because he knows that nobody knows me. Look at our ignorance and our innocency. For some is innocency, for some is ignorance. Like a parent, look at the childish behavior of the children. How do you look? Yeah, like that. Just laugh. Children. So Krishna look at them, babies. Is it not? Babies. See them playing, joking around. They don't know anything. Look at all of them. That's why Krishna is looking at us. Babies. You don't know anything. Therefore, he spoke Bhagavad Gita. So we can understand. Yes. Yes. Anarto Pashanam Shakshat Bhakti Yoga Madoshaji. Lokasha Jananto Bidom Chakre Satsvata Sam Hitam. The material miseries of the living entity which are superfluous to him can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. Lokasha Jananta, but the general mass of people do not know this. And therefore, the learned Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the supreme truth. Because we don't know, Bhagavatam is given to us so we can understand Krishna. So Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. It is the same with Krishna, is to help us understand Krishna because we don't know. So it is given so we can understand. Lokasya Jananta Bidom Chakre. Papa said the learned Vyasadeva Chakre compiled. What? Samhita. For what? The Satvata. The devotees understand. Yes. It's in relationship with the supreme truth. The Vedic literature. The Bhagavata. The Vedic literature is described as Vedic literature. So Bhagavatam is what? Is smriti. Bhagavatam is smriti. Shruti. Yes, Shruti. Nigama, Kapataro. This is Shruti. So the devotees have better understanding, perfect understanding. Why? They are in connection with Krishna. They're in direct connection with Krishna. So their vision is clear. They can see everything perfectly. We don't see. Don't see. Perfect, yes, clear. Everything is crystal clear. That's the vision of devotees. Though the wonderful activities of Swayambhuva and his dynasty were related in the fourth canto, they did not culminate in sweetness. However, sweetness was finally attained with the descriptions of Krishna, who appeared in the moon dynasty, Soma-Vamsa, and Lord Ram of the sun dynasty, śrī-rājovāca. Thus, the discussions of these dynasties became very prominent in Srimad Bhagavatam. Very prominent in Srimad Bhagavatam. Is it not? So, Bhagavatam carries everything. Yes. Therefore, it is titled the Summum Bonum. Summum Bonum. That is Krishna's position. Summum Bonum. So we are looking at the advent of Krishna. Our Lord Kṛṣṇa appeared. Okay, it is 9 o'clock. Hare Krishna. Questions, comments?
Śukadeva Gosvāmī Prabhu. Hare Krishna, beloved Gurudev. Is this also applicable to children born years apart in the family of the children? Is the last child the first, or is this only applicable to the born?
It is for the twins. For the twins. Either it is the Lord or living entities. When they are twins. So the principle holds for both. Like Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha in Hiranyakasipu, who came first? Hiranyaksha came first. So he is junior. And Hiranyakasipu came last. So he is senior. You always hear that Krishna and Balaram are brothers, is it not? They're brothers. I just described that Balaram entered the womb of Devaki first, not Rohini. What is he doing there? Garabdan Samskara. That's Samskara. To teach you the importance of Samskara. It is compulsory. You quoted the verse that day from Prabhupada in Third Canto. Prabhupada said, remember? Do you remember the verse from Third Canto? Samskara is compulsory. Chapter 22. Forgot? You didn't write it? Yes, it's there. So Prabhupada spoke about it. Yes. Samskara is compulsory. So even the Supreme Personality of Godhead to teach us, because that is the first thing. Their first duty is to teach us by their own personal example. Even the Supreme Lord, this is the principle they follow, that is the nature of the superiors, because everyone look up to the activity of the senior. Therefore, senior have the responsibility to be very, very careful. We cannot do what we like any longer. We have to do what is for everybody. Automatically, when you are sent to that, this is a situation. You can't do what you like. I have to do what everybody will appreciate, will benefit. So the Supreme Lord, they follow the principle. And he mentioned the very clear in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3. You will hear it. Yes, for twins, that is not all children. Not all children. The last is the senior. No. For others, we can't face first. And usually you will observe that the last child is most is the favorite. Isn't it? Very sweet. Everything he or she wants to get. Very easily. Right?
Ramcharan Prabhu. Thank you. Dear Sri Gurudev, Hare Krishna, Dharmavad, thank you for a nice lecture. My general question is, you had said earlier that in the Chaitanya Bhagavatam there is no philosophy, only nectar, enjoyment. Rest of it like Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita is all philosophy. What is said that Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Vedas and Upanishads and is like milk. And for Srimad Bhagavatam, it's said it's Shruti and like rapid fruit which has juice everywhere in all 18,000 texts and no skin or seed, and that nectar can be drunk from anywhere. And for it, it's said that Nityam Bhagavat Sevya. So why not Nityam Bhagavat Sevya or Nityam Chaitanya Charitamrita Sevya or Chaitanya Bhagavat Sevya?
After one study Bhagavad Gita, that's the foundation. Then so you grow up as a baby, you grow up. After you grow up, then you get responsibility. That is Bhagavatam. That is Bhagavatam. You start relations, start to earn. That is Bhagavatam. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita, then it is that is the peak of one's life. That is the peak of one's life. Sababoma. Isn't it? Yes. Now they are Bhakti Siddhantas. Bhakti Siddhanta. After Bhakti Siddhanta, Sarvabhoma. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes. And after Chaitanya Charitamrita, Digbijay. You go to Chaitanya Bhagavat, Digbijay. Say anyway, all our scriptures, all of them are all nectar. All of them. When you study Bhagavad Gita, you see how sweet it is. Isn't it? Very sweet. Very, very sweet. You become so sweet that because now you're not dealing with the normals. You are dealing with the abnormals. Understand? Abnormals. Now we have better understanding. You have clear vision. We mentioned clear vision about everything. Everything is very clear. All fog, all the darkness, everything just become very clear. Oh, I see. Then he enter into bhavatā. Then your mind become very developed. Very developed. Developed means now you have to enter into the ocean of Gyan and swim out of it to enter into prema. The 10th Canto of Bhagavata. Yes, when you enter into prema in Canto 10. After that, then you can then you fall into the ocean. Krishna Gosvāmī warned, don't fall there, because if you get in there, you never get out. If you fall inside that ocean, you never get out. It's eternal, permanent. So very, very sweet. All of them are very sweet. All are very, very sweet. So let's take our time and successfully enter into this realm. This realm is completely different. It's a different world altogether. I describe our Gita. The night for the fools, day for the sage. The night for the sage is day for the fools. Completely different words. Simple example to understand. You see, put a brahmana here and you put a neophyte, ignorant, the person in the mood of ignorance here. Would they see the same? The brahmana say, can you clean this way? What is to be clean here? What is here to be clean? It's clean now, so it's okay. But the Brahman said, clean this place, it's too dirty. But the Brahman, a student will not see the dirtiness. So are they in the same world or different worlds?
Different.
They're different worlds altogether. Don't you have that experience? Don't you see the experience? Yes. So our scriptures should be brought to where we are so we can identify with it. That's the beauty. A teacher has that responsibility to bring it to our feet so we can say, oh, okay. This is what it is. Hare Krishna.
Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Thank you very much for answering my question. Women that got pregnant and have miscarriages before finally having child or children, is that also a form of samskara?
That is not samskara. That is not samskara. That there was miscarriage. That has to do with our own personal life, and that soul that has entered. That soul that has entered. It could be that that soul needed a short time to finish the cycle. So the chance is given, and when that time is over, the child will leave. So they complete that cycle. Not everyone will have miscarriage before having a child. Devotee had, not first. It was the last one, right? So that is different. It's not samskara. It's different. So it's not necessarily that it's a samskara. Samskara, we have to do it personally. Is a parent who should do that. The Supreme Lord, he did for himself, because nobody to do it externally. Because he's coming, so it's internal. So he did it internally. He is to do that. For externally, the parent has to do that. So, but the miscarriage is not done by the mother and the father. It is something else, some other forces. So it's different. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.